What's up, everybody? I'm gonna take a little trip before I start lifting today, or driving for Lyft or Uber, probably Lyft today. I just kind of wanted to talk about something that I've been before I started doing this. I got on YouTube and watched a ton of videos. So I've only been doing this for a little over a week. A total of, let's see, I did it a Saturday. I did it a little bit on a Sunday, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So 5 days so far. So far, so good for me. I've made decent money. I'm averaging about $17 an hour after gas or fuel. Now I have a car that is good on gas, so that helps. But yeah, so about $17 an hour after fuel. So I get on YouTube and I watch these videos of people complaining. Uberman's been around for a while, but I watched some of his early videos where he was encouraging folks to drive for Uber and drive for Lyft. And now the last couple of weeks I've been watching videos where he's pissed off because he's not making any money. And this dude, entrepreneur or something, hell, I don't even know how to say that, so that's a stupid YouTube name, but anyway, so these guys are wanting, like, protest Uber, don't drive with Uber on St. Patrick's Day because we want to try and shut Uber down. You're not going to shut Uber down, and that's not how you do things. You know, you don't protest by not driving. If you protest and keep earning your money, you don't tell people don't protest or don't drive, because guess what? Then those people are going to be out of work. Think of the other. I know what you're thinking about. You're thinking I lost money, even though you try and say that, oh, this is for the good of all drivers. No, it's not. It's because you lost money. And you're losing money, and you can't make a full-time career out of this, and that's why you're pissed off. Let me give you a little secret. This is not a full-time job, at least in my city. Now, if you live in LA or Boston or another huge-ass city, New York, I don't even know if Uber's big in New York, because I'm not from New York. But where I live, in the Midwest, this is a great part-time job. Part-time job being the key. You can't make a living at this. You can't. There's no way. There's just no way. You would have to drive 12 hours a day, every day, to make a living. And if you wanted to do that, I mean, that's more work. I mean, I guess if you don't want to go out and do physical labor, then that's one thing. But, because this isn't physical labor, it's driving. But still, it's still doing something, a job, for 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, or 8 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's a full-time job. And you still can't make a living at it. You just can't. Because there's going to be times where there's not going to be anybody to drive. There's just, there's not going to be anybody to drive. So then what do? Well, you sit around. So basically what I'm saying is, for me, in this first week of Uber and Lyft, I just started Lyft yesterday, actually. So I didn't actually drive for Uber yesterday. I drove for Lyft. And the reason being is because Lyft had better prime time rates. And it was the first time I drove with them. And they were offering $15 extra for every 5 rides you took back to back. or not back to back, but every 5 rides you took without denying a ride. So yesterday, I did 8 rides with Lyft, and I made just under $150, which I don't think is too bad for a part-time job. The only reason I started doing this is just so I could pay for my car. So I bought a new car. I want to pay it off in a year and a half. So I want to do that by driving Uber and Lyft. So, or if you want to go on vacation, so you want to bust your ass for a couple months and save up a little cash, and then put that towards your vacation. Perfect job to do that. If you want to put food on the table, pay rent, I don't think it's going to be a viable job to do that so far, because I'm not going to stay at $17 an hour after fuel. I'm not. That's just because I've had a couple good weekends. This weekend was St. Patrick's Day, so you're not going to be able to sustain that amount unless you're in my city. So my thing is, perfect part-time job. Said that, I cannot say that enough. Full-time, you'd have to hustle. You'd have to hustle, and then I can understand why you'd really be pissed off when Uber cuts rates or Uber takes away surge or whatever it is. But always do both. I watched a video from somebody that said you should always do both. You should get with whoever you signed up with, do whatever minimum it takes to get their bonus, and then when you get that, go to the other one. Well, I didn't even do that. I didn't wait to get my bonus with Uber. I signed up with Uber first. I went straight to Lyft because I was like, it's St. Patrick's Day, and I want to see which one is better. Plus, a lot more people were using Lyft yesterday, and I don't know why that is. Maybe it. One person told me that it was because of the wait of their Uber. It was going to be like 15 minutes. Well, it took me, whereas it took me about 10 minutes or 8 minutes to get to them using Lyft. So, Uber man constantly bitching. This entrepreneur constantly bitching. Boycott Uber. Don't drive for Uber. Well, how you going to let them tell you how to make your money? You got to make your money for you and your family if you have one. Don't worry about what everybody else is saying. What's going to happen, and this is what I want to say to Uberman and entrepreneur. If you're listening and you should happen to see my video, make your own rideshare service. If you're so upset about the way that Uber and Lyft pay their drivers, make your own rideshare service and pay your drivers 90%. Because that's what you want. That's what you want. That's the only way you'd be happy, is if you was getting 90%. But Uber pays for insurance. Lyft pays for insurance. They got to pay to run the app. So they got to make money. Yeah, could they give the drivers more? Absolutely. Absolutely they could. And it would be great if they did. But here's my thing. If for some reason, let's say they cut it to where I was only getting 20%, then I would just stop doing it. I wouldn't bitch and complain and go on YouTube. I would just stop doing it. I would just stop doing the rideshare and find me a regular, steady, part-time job that I have regular hours with to make my car payment. I don't even have to have a part-time job to make my car payment. I just choose to, so I don't have to dip into anything else. You know what I mean? So stop bitching and do something about it. Uberman, entrepreneur, those are the two. There may be more, but those two, constantly complaining, constantly bitching. Uber this, Uber that. Okay, just shut the fuck up, excuse my language. And don't drive, and don't talk about them. Just be done with it. Simple, right? But no, you go on and on. Every video I've seen that you guys have made lately, talks about boycott, boycott, boycott. Don't drive, don't drive, don't drive. Quit whining. Quit whining. You're used to having a cush full-time job where you can go out and work 6 hours every few days and pay all your bills. Well, guess what? That's not the way America works, son. Sometimes you got to go out and hustle in other ways. You can't count on somebody giving you something. You got to go get it. And if you can't do that, then you're just going to be on YouTube bitching about it. Titanic Toby T. Peace out. Follow me. Subscribe. You know what to do.